if your every thought manifested presto changeo, what would your world really look like? Scary thought. Well, let me pull you back from that cliff. Because scientists and psychologists estimate that on an average day, counting both our conscious and subconscious thoughts, we have approximately 50 to 70,000 thoughts popping up and flitting away in our minds. Now, anyone who has tried to meditate can verify this. And these passing thoughts are mostly ephemeral. They're like bubbles with little substance or weight. They come and they go. They pop up, they go away. And we are often barely aware that we're thinking them. They create no energy, and they leave nothing behind. Then there's always our daydreams and our fantasies. We often drift into these things without volition. And we find ourselves in the midst of them thinking, gee, wouldn't it be nice if? We might even spend a lot of time enjoying our daydreams and our fantasies. And that's nothing wrong with that. They're very entertaining, and they're a great mental break, and they even provide a good stress reliever. But the very nature of daydreams and fantasies is that they remain in the realm of the unreal and the unrealized. There's no pressure to try to make anything happen, and we can play to our heart's content. It's a sort of cosmic timeout. So the bottom line is that for the most part, on a conscious level, our common thinking like this pretty much cancels itself or neutralizes itself out, because it changes direction so often, or it doesn't come to a firm conclusion and stick fast. Okay? You remember, often Reverend Carol has talked about little angel hands, little maker hands. You know, you've seen her do these things. Well, when it comes to this kind of thinking, those little maker fingers probably ought to go over here and just knit something, while we kind of make up our minds what we want to do. And sometimes my common thinking like this would result in like a sweater my mother tried to once knit for me. We gave it a decent burial. It was just, God bless her. She tried, it was really sweet. Anyway, so let's put this kind of common thinking to one side right now and talk about uncommon thinking. So what is uncommon thinking? It really is what science of mind is all about. It's the science of training your mind to think in a way that will produce results that you have deliberately chosen. Producing results that you have deliberately chosen. So, we're not talking about superstition or magical thinking or waving a wand or people with special powers, okay? We are talking about an infallible and a universal law that works repeatedly. It can be applied to, by, and for anyone, regardless of gender, creed, race, socioeconomic status, anything. That is the nature of a principle or law. But uncommon thinking has some very specific qualities that make it stand out from our common thinking, those 50 to 70,000 bubbles that plague us meditators. So what are those qualities? Well, uncommon thinking is clear. It knows what it wants. It's focused on its intention. It is sustained. It maintains its attention on its intention. And it is convinced. It dismisses doubts. Now, if you ever wondered what practitioners do or what they're all about, this is it. I invite you to think about these qualities of uncommon thinking. These qualities are encapsulated in what we call affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. And practitioners spend years training themselves to speak, think, know, and pray in this way 24/7. When practitioners speak the word of power and faith on your behalf, believe me, the universe gets a very clear message. There is nothing wishy-washy or half-baked about how we pray. There is nothing common about affirmative prayer. We, ministers and practitioners alike, are taught and we constantly remind each other to watch our language, because how we talk reflects how we think, of course. And Dr. Holmes, as always, had something very astute to say about this. Go back to my text. What page is this? 47. He said, trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. And the one who gives conscious power to his thought should be more careful about what he thinks than one who does not. So we're always reminding each other, be careful about what you think. So let's go back to that first point on the slide. Clear. Knowing what it wants. Because we teach, and we've proved over the years, that the universe says yes, always. And it's not like your mother who says, you sure you want that, honey? You sure you don't want this instead of that? It just says yes. It is unconditional, non-judgmental. It just says yes. So the idea of knowing what one wants is really important. I think a very famous example of this was St. Augustine, way back when. He wasn't a religious scientist, but he had some good thinking. He said, oh Lord, make me chaste, but not yet. I mean, he really knew what he was about. Because there's no messing around about this. What you ask for is what you get. So we need to be clear about that. Sometimes because when we get what we want, we have not maybe anticipated in the world of form what it takes to accept what we achieve. Because when the door opens, we have to step through. And this has happened to me more than once, when it's like, whoa, God, now? Already? What? And I've got to scramble to make room in my life for that which I have said I wanted. New things, new change requires change. So clarity and getting clear about this is the first step. So be prepared for what you ask for. Not yet or now. And I never asked to be made chaste. Never worked. Wait, that was too much. TMI, sorry about that. Cancel, neutralize. Let's go back to being focused. When you set an intention, being focused, it's like a commitment. It's making a commitment. It means you give your heart, your time, your willingness to follow through. And you don't let those distractions, like that cute little figure over there, pull you away from what it is you want. Basically, you're telling the universe, I'm in the game and I'm staying there. And like any good meditator, you keep bringing your little puppy mind back to the paper. Keep bringing it back, bringing it back. Because we need to do that. We as humans tend to start following the latest thing that comes across our attention. Short attention spans. So focus is really, really important. And that brings us then to the next point, which is uncommon thinking being sustained. Can we keep it up? Can we keep it up? And it is like learning how to meditate, bringing that puppy mind back to the paper, time after time. I speak my word in affirmative prayer with all the faith and the conviction that I have, and I feel complete. And the next day I do it again. And the next day I do it again and again. Now, why would I do this if I truly believe that the response is already given? Because I'm a human being with a psychology that requires repetition to embed within me a conviction that is so profound and so deep, I don't even have to think about it, that I begin to live, move, and breathe it. And that's what I mean by being sustained in that thought. And that moves me to that final step, which is conviction. That last bullet, which is the most important of all. And the final analysis, uncommon thought, really just comes down to this slide here. Do I believe? Do I really believe? Way back when I was learning to pray this way, man, I'd give a great treatment. And I'd be slapping that out, and I'd speak that word, and I'd go, hope that worked. Because I grew up with praying to a God that I'd asked something of, and that God could say yes or no. And I had to undo years of pleading with an arbitrary being who may or may not listen to me. So I had to unlearn this hope and speak from faith. And I wasn't the only one. Bless us all. It takes time to get past that and speak from conviction. And our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, says something that made me laugh so loud, because back then I was guilty of this. We cannot make affirmations and denials for 15 minutes and spend the other 23 hours and 45 minutes denying the thing we have affirmed and affirming the thing we have denied and get results. Without conviction, our thinking neutralizes and unravels the energy and power of our word. We can talk until the cows come home. But if there is something within us that holds back, something that goes, no matter how small it might be, we are sending conflicting signals into the universe. Those little maker hands again, they go, what? And they start unraveling what we started with. Consider this. What is the thought behind the thought that you are proclaiming? So until we know how to use the power of our minds, the creative power of our thoughts in a conscious and deliberate way, all the universe has to work with are those unconscious conglomerate thinking things that we grew up with. The overall predominant tenor of our day-to-day thinking in general. Or as Dr. Holmes calls it, the dominant attitude of our mind. And we know this because What is it? Hang on. You have felt it. Every person is surrounded by a thought atmosphere. This mental atmosphere is the direct result of her unconscious and unconscious thought, which in turn becomes the direct reason for and cause of that which comes into her life. I think every one of us here has probably experienced that in some way. You can feel a person's aura. So, that is what we do. This is what the universe has to work with. So in its way, and maybe I wasn't quite real or quite true when I said common thinking has no power. It does. But oh God, look at the power that we are giving it. What are we projecting? Am I the kind of person whose glass is half full or half empty? How often do I complain? Do I think that I really deserve good? Do I really think I'm good enough? So, when we talk about transform your thinking, transform your life, we're talking about transforming the thinker. Reverend Sarah shared that with me just before service began, and I thought, I'm going to grab that. We are about becoming uncommon thinkers in order to transform ourselves, in order to transform our lives. I don't know about you, but I want to consciously choose and produce a better life. I don't want those 70,000 blurred thoughts to be what I project and end up with chaos and mayhem. And getting clear on our buried beliefs and our subconscious values are the kinds of things that we address in many of the classes that we offer here at Golden Gate, and indeed all of our centers. Our practitioners and our ministers are dedicated to helping you get to be a skilled and masterful uncommon thinker, so that your thoughts are powerful and you can change your life deliberately and make yourself richer. And I don't mean just with money, to live a more rich and fulfilling life. Now, change your thinking, change your life is not some slappy, happy, simple, positive thinking wand for starry-eyed people without any feet on the ground. This is not true. These spiritual beliefs are based in ancient wisdom, and they draw from scientific principle. And it's really easy to explain, and here's the equation in a nutshell. C plus B equals A. What we conceive plus what we believe equals what we achieve. That's it. It's a simple equation, but it isn't easy to do. To become an uncommon thinker does take practice and dedication in those four qualities: clarity, focus, being sustained, and having total conviction. But is it worth it? Practitioners, what do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it. You know what? I think that all of you here probably secretly believe that, or you wouldn't be sitting here. And so in conclusion, let me just say, I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe it, because my life has been immensely changed as a result of it, and I wouldn't trade 1 minute of it. It is glorious, and so it is. Thank you. Let's do some inner work and put that to work right now. I ask the ministers and the practitioners to please surround the congregation, and let's use some uncommon thinking, shall we? So I go within to that one divine intelligence, that one energy, infinite, absolute, unconditional. The word of yes that is the source, the sum, the substance of all that I am. It is the I am that is the substance, the source of all creation. It is me. It breathes me. I am one with it, and this is the truth of all. From this point of power, I speak the word of creation. I speak the word of acceptance. I speak the word of diving deep into this and opening myself totally to the willingness, the goodness, the givingness of that, to accept more. I claim and know that this word is the aura in which I live and move and have my being, and walking in this, it goes before me and it animates my life. I live and move and have my breath in this, and it moves around me and it creates beauty. I claim it as my source, and it uplifts me and brings substance and supply and all that is needed to me. I open wide, and goodness spills into me like honey on the tongue. I am so grateful for it, and it recognizes me as it, and it pours itself into me with support beyond my craziest imaginings. I accept and know that as this is true for me, it is true for all, so that all is given, nothing is withheld, and that yes, that is the truth. The one word says, here, more. And so I know for myself there is always a greater capacity and an increased shift in receptivity, so that for every inch that I can stretch myself, there is this vast inflow of more. And my life is blessed because of it. That eternal willingness and givingness seeks an outlet, and I am it. And how good it is. And so in gratitude, I simply allow it to take me, be me, express as me in this world. And I look about me and I see this in, through, and as everyone. So that the giving, the giver, the receiving, the gift, it is all one. And in that beauty, I simply allow it to be, and I rest and declare it done, and so it is. Amen.
As I was introduced earlier as a physicist, I study the physics of science of mind, the science behind science of mind. And I am so grateful for your equation, Reverend Katherine. And I want to make a suggestion that it might be multiplication instead of addition in that equation, because what we believe multiplies what we conceive and amplifies it to give what we achieve. This song is about that steadiness of who we are, regardless of circumstances around us. That steady flame inside of ourselves that comes into the world, independent of anything going on in our lives, and our ability to make it so. I'm not held back by anybody's view of me. I'm not held back by thoughts of insecurity. I'm not held back by opinions that I don't believe. And I will find the things I seek. I won't give up. I won't back down. take it on. I'm not held back. I won't give up. I'll stand my ground, 'cause in my love, I'm not held back. I won't give up when I see impossibility. I'm not constrained by the limitations of the sea. I've got more strength than the problems that are thrown at me. And I will not accept defeat. I won't give up. I won't back down. I'll take it on. I'm not held back. I won't give up. I'll stand my ground, 'cause in my love, I'm not held back. This is my day. I'm not held back. Brush fear away. Still not held back. I'll give it everything I have. No one else can tell me who I am. 'Cause I won't give up. I won't back down. I'll take it on. I'm not held back. I won't give up. I'll stand my ground, 'cause in my love, I'm not held back. I'll take it on. 'Cause in my love, I'm not held back. Take that energy out into the world.
So if you take your offering or your pledge card or just the knowledge of your gifts to this community and place it over your heart, and just let it reverberate there for a moment. And I'd like the ushers to come forward. So I'm Gail Durkin. I'm a proud member of this community, a practitioner, and I come here because I love the connection that I feel with all of you, those of you that I know and those that I yet to know. So, let's see. Would the ushers please collect the gifts?
I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, sing my love into the world. sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy to the world. Everybody, I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, dance my joy to the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, live my peace into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love to the world. Yeah. I sing my love, I sing my love, sing my love into the world. Yeah.
So I just have to comment, there's these three women sitting in the front row and they're all clapping differently. So it's like, we are so unique.
That's because they got the polyrhythms going on.
That's right, it's uncommon rhythm.
Uncommon rhythms. It was meeting.
So let's read this together. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it is creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought. Think about that. It is creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time. And so it is.
So is your heart full? Yeah. Woo! So in that fullness, this is the moment for gratitude. So I'd like to acknowledge and give thanks to many of the people who made this service possible this morning. We had Bob as our welcome man, doubling up on the sound team. We have Ron on video and Tom on streaming. We have Cece on PowerPoint. We have... Let's hold the applause till the end, okay? So Marilyn as our morning practitioner. We have 4 beautiful, lovely, loving practitioners, Selma and Dan and Michael and Deborah. So take it, use them. Get a prayer after service. If there's anything heavy on your heart or light on your heart, they're available to be with you in that consciousness that Reverend Katherine, thank you, Reverend Katherine, spoke so powerfully of. And then we have Laurel for our altar. We have Sky Nelson for our beautiful music. And of course, Bodie, who has gone elsewhere. Hang on. Jim for setup this morning, and then finally Maria, who was our team leader for the Sunday service. So thank you, everyone. We couldn't do this without you all. Yeah, what a blessing. So, announcements, because we are a happening community, and one of the things we need to make things happen is a team or a person who's willing to bring food, healthy snacks, for the 3rd Sunday of the month. All the other Sundays are covered, but the 3rd one is not yet. So please come forward. Is Corrine or Paula here this morning? This Paula. So talk to Paula if you can bring food, a healthy snack. Classes. This was started, our entire community was started as a teaching institute by Ernest Holmes 100 years ago. So we are big on classes, and the first one, would you talk briefly about foundations?
Yeah, I mentioned in my talk about how incredibly radical Foundations was for me, and it is for everyone. Even if you've taken it once, it's great to take it again because you dive deeper. It is a mind-blowing, life-altering class that does exactly that, which is help you understand what your thinking is and change it for the better. Please consider taking this. Reverend Carol's teaching it. She's a master teacher.
Yes, she is. Yeah. And Francine, just be ready. So I'll be teaching this thing called you. Come on up. we're lining up. So this thing called you, me, us, is an unrepeatable miracle. And the class is designed to help us discover and fall madly in love with the radiant, brilliant, real you, me, us. So if you could be, do, or have anything you wanted, do you know what that would be? Do you know what your deepest intent is? Our heart's desires come from within, and they come equipped with everything we need to manifest them. Reverend Katherine talked about some of the tools that we need to bring them forth, and this class teaches those tools. They help us access our deepest intention and intuition. It helps us really ground into what our deepest values are so that we can call them forth with that conviction, with that focus, with that sustainability, with that conception times belief equals achievement. So if you're interested in that, please talk to me. I'll be at the education table right after service.
I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready.
You are.
And on that note, if being clear what you want, if what you are being guided to want in this moment is to change your relationship with money once and for all, to achieve a sense of freedom with your finances, with prosperity, to get to the bottom of what might be between you and a complete experience of flow, and that money is so not an issue that you are free to celebrate life in the way that you're here to celebrate, then we will be diving into those principles, we'll be applying those principles, we will be shining the light on that part of our lives and really rocking and rolling in the class called Financial Freedom. I'm very excited to teach it. The material is rich and I'm bringing my all to it, and I hope you'll join me and sign up today. Thanks.
So all three classes start this coming week, just so you know. So also we have an incredible practitioner from Santa Rosa named Maggie Cole coming to do a workshop on February 4th. What did I say? Wonderful. Yeah, Maggie Cole. So we've had her twice for the overnight practitioner retreat to facilitate us 2 years in a row, and she's fabulous. It's called What Are You Waiting For? Ooh! Okay, so if you've been waiting for anything, this might be for you. Don't wait and sign up today in the back. That's where that sign up is. We're also looking for some team members for the new bookstore team that will be headed by our own Gail. There she is, Gail. So come talk to her. She's going to have a planning meeting probably in early February, and no retail experience is required for this. And if you are called to join Reverend Carol on her sacred journey to France, the sign up for that is in the back. And if you have a birthday this month, don't neglect your free practitioner session. You must, though, come sign up at the practitioner table. Again, take advantage of these beautiful souls who are there to pray with you right after service. Let me see if I covered everything. Yes. And so would you please stand and join me for the affirmation and the closing song. to read this. I hold fast to my thoughts for good and keep them strong in my heart. I speak my prayers with confidence and live in calm expectancy of their perfect outcome.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes. I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace abides. And I know the joy of peace. And I choose fear to release. Every moment love wakes up, and peace is every step. And peace is every step. And peace is every step.
Yay. All right. Thank you. Let me go get this thing off now. Yay. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. Wait, let me get this off. Okay.